Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Timmy Treacle, also known as Horror Fan for Life. And this evening I decided to go and do some movie reviews for one of my favorite franchises. Most of these movies um, were made in the 80s. Actually, three of them were. The fourth one was made in the 90s, and the fifth one just come out recently. The franchise I'm referring to is the vacation movies. The first one, National Lampoon's Vacation, was released on July 29th, 1983. It is a road trip comedy that received positive reviews from critics and fans, although on CinemaScore it has an average grade of a C+, which I find very odd. It has a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and an 89% on Google. This movie made 61.4 million at the box office on a $15 million budget. It was directed by the late great Harold Ramis, written by the late great John Hughes, and this movie is a cult hit. And the famous song for this movie is Holiday Road, which I absolutely love. And this is based on John Hughes' short story of his own personal experience, Vacation 1958. And this movie stars Chevy Chase, Beverley D'Angelo, Anthony Michael Hall, Dana Barron, Imogene Coca, Randy Quaid, Marion Flynn, Christy Brinkley, John Candy, and Brian Doyle Murray, along with Eugene Levy. And this movie is about the Griswold family, Clark, who works in food additives and preservatives, wants to take his family on a vacation across the country to Wally World. You have Clark, you have his wife Ellen, his son Rusty, his daughter Audrey, and so they load up in the family truckster. They go from Chicago to California. Along the way, they run into many obstacles. They get lost in St. Louis. Along the way, they visit their Ellen's cousin Eddie, and they're eventually talked into taking Aunt Edna back to Phoenix along the way as well. A lot of hilarity ensues in this trip. There's a death. There is not only a death of a person, but of a animal. Uh, there are a lot of, I would say, slapstick in this movie, but uh, Chevy Chase definitely stands out in this movie. Uh, and there's a hot girl, Christy Brinkley, who shows up throughout the movie periodically to be sort of another love interest for Clark. Uh, there's a great scene involving a pool. This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy, as Clark says in the movie. That's one of my favorite scenes, is that pool scene. But this movie is fantastic. This is what kicked off pretty much the whole National Lampoon's type of movies. Although we did have one in 1978, National Lampoon's Animal House. These vacation movies are really fantastic. Some are better than others. Some, well, we'll get to that later. But this one, the original movie, is fantastic. When they get to Wally World, uh, they basically have the park to themselves, because when they get there, they find out that it's closed. The moose who that talks, and the voice on there, the voice is Harold Ramis, which I find is really funny. Um, John Candy is one of the security guards. They end up taking him hostage and make him operate all the rides and go on all the rides, of course. But this movie is just a blast from start to finish. It's got a great cast. Uh, Eugene Levy plays Ed, the car salesman. At the beginning of the movie, uh, they want to turn in their old car for a new blue sports wagon. Uh, and those are some other classic lines that Eugene Levy spills out. And I could quote this movie from beginning to end. Uh, Like I said, Chevy Chase steals the movie, in my opinion. I love Cousin Eddie, played by Randy Quaid, of course, and some of the other people. Uh, Brian Dole Murray, he plays the clerk at one of the camps they stop at. Imogene Coca plays Aunt Edna. I love Dana Barron in this movie. She plays Audrey. She had a couple um, episodes on Beverly Hills 90210 in the early 90s as well. Um, but this original movie is fantastic. Um, I have no issues with this movie whatsoever. It is one of my favorites in this franchise, and I'm going to give it the grade of a 10 out of 10 and 2 thumbs up. If you have not seen National Lampoon's Vacation, I highly recommend you check it out. It is a phenomenal movie. Other than that, in the comment section below, if you've seen it, give me your thoughts and opinions. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe today for more content. Other than that, stay tuned for my reviews of the rest of the movies in this franchise. And then at the end of my 5th review, I will do a quick ranking of these movies. So stay tuned for that. I thank you guys for watching, and check you later.